Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 16. And in this episode, we are going through the first half of May, the slow build up to our next pay-per-view event, Ashes II Ashes. Very, very exciting stuff. We're in the next round of the Women's Queen's Quest tournament as well, so that's also great news. But we do have some bad news. Even more bad news regarding the Queen's Quest tournament, but we will get to that later on in the episode. But first, we are here with Lariat League in London, and we're in the pre-show. And in a decent opening pre-show match, Shakara gets the win over Nikki Storm. Interesting that Shakara got the win here, to be honest, given the performances. But she got the win either way with the Widow's Peak. Nikki Storm with a 51, Shakara with a 38, and a 48 overall, which is pretty good. Following this, we've got one more pre-show match, and it's Fantasmambo, got there in the end. The team of El Hijo del Fantasma and Chuck Mambo taking on the makeshift team of Roy Johnson and Big T Justice. We've got the Wavy Police and the Corrupt Cop teaming up and losing because Fantasmambo cannot be stopped right now. They win in 21 minutes when El Hijo del Fantasma pins Roy Johnson with the bridging German suplex, and another great performance from Fantasma himself, with the other two kind of lacking and Chuck Mambo averaging around 50s, which is fine. 61 overall as well, just important to note, that's very, very good. I believe that's the final pre-show, so let's head straight into our first episode today of Lariat League in London. And we open with a really good tag team match, wow. We've got, who is it? Gursinder Singh and his Japanese export that he's brought over, Taishi Ozawa, taking on the team of the Swan and The Scotsman. That's Grado and Cara Noir. And an bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Gursinder Singh and Taishi Ozawa get the win, mostly because of Ozawa pinning Grado with a move we do not know. But Grado eating the pin here and being, the worst in the match, which isn't a surprise. I mean, the weird thing about Grado is when we first signed him in episode 2 or 3, he was our main eventer. He was our biggest star by a mile. Obviously, a lot of time has passed since then. We've re-signed him, and now I believe he's one of our least popular wrestlers in terms of the way that the Lariat League ranks people. I think he's like the one below unimportant. We have also cleansed Lariat League a little bit, so I'll cover that at the end of the month because we've got a few signings that are potentially coming in and a few people leaving, so we'll go through that afterwards. But yeah, great win here for Singh and Ozawa. Cara Noir carrying the match as he always does, and post-match we can see Grado and Cara Noir arguing. It seems like Cara is getting a little bit sick of carrying Grado each match, and Grado as well not really taking things as seriously as he should. So yeah, a little bit of beef between these two, but I'm sure they'll work it out. It's the Swan and the Scotsman after all, because they go so well together. But that is the end of this segment, and we do head straight into our next Queen's Quest match. The next round, it's Aaliyah James taking on Lynn Cool. And in a decent match, Aaliyah James gets the win. She defeats Lynn Cool in 14 minutes with a missile dropkick. So Aaliyah James advances to the semi-finals of the Queen's Quest, our first semi-finalist. Aaliyah James with 52, Lynn Cool with a 35. Lynn was off her game though, and 35 isn't that terrible for someone who's off their game. But yeah, Aaliyah James doing really, really great work. And post-match, Aaliyah grabs the microphone and just addresses the NXT rumours, and she confirms that she will be signing exclusively with NXT, but that doesn't mean that she's gonna, not give her all in these matches. She doesn't know when her contract starts. She said it starts within the next month or so. So why not end on a high and win the Queen's Quest tournament and become the Queen of the Lariat League? A little bit of insider information here. Her deal does expire before Ashes to Ashes. So should she win the Queen's Quest, if she's still here for that, she won't be available to compete for the title. So we'll have to work around that. But so far, she's still in the competition, and she's still saying that she's gonna, do it all before she leaves NXT. The crowd, not so hot on that. They were fully behind her a couple of weeks ago, but now it's more of a, oh, you're leaving us? Okay. I know that she's going on to better things. I mean, she's already part of NXT, but now they want her exclusively, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, she advances either way, so we'll have to watch this space and see what happens with Aaliyah. Following this, though, we have our next Queen's Quest match, and it is Nixon Newell taking on Zoe Lucas. And then about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, a 60 rated match. Zoe Lucas gets the win. She defeats Nixon Newell with a Lucas landslide. I did not see that coming. Did I choose Zoe to win? No, I didn't. I thought I chose Nixon to win, I'm not gonna lie, but Zoe has won. She's proven that she deserves a place in the semi-final, and I'm gonna have to change my notes after this. But yeah, a great win here for Zoe. Really didn't want her to win, let's be honest, but she has. So she is now in the semi-final. Her opponent will be decided in the next show, which is, immediately after this. So poor Nixon, again, getting close, but not close enough. So she is now out. She'll get her chance eventually. I'm sure she will. She's too big of a star to kind of just sit in obscurity. But either way, a 60 rating for these two is very good. So I will gladly take that. This now takes us to our main event. Nice, easy breezy show. There hasn't really been any drama so far. And Ashton Smith is in singles action against the recently debuting Michael Oku. So this should be a very interesting affair. One of Rev Pro's best that we pillaged against arguably Lariat League's best wrestler. Or at least, the face of our company for the best part of 2 years. So let's see what goes down. And in a bout that had superb wrestling, I love that word, and good heat, Ashton Smith gets the win in 21 minutes 30 with the GTS. Ashton with a 65 and Michael Oku with a 63. Very good performance from both of these guys. They're going to be, in the upper card main event scene for a long time in Lariat League, and a 68 rated match overall. Just need to handle a few changes because Michael Oku's initial gimmick was bad. So let's see what we do now with the Rebel gimmick. Oh, it's still bad. Turns out Michael Oku can't do any bloody gimmicks. So we're going to have to try and change that again. But that is how we end this show. Straightforward, no crazy drama. Advancing the Queen's Quest tournament. The next episode, we've got more Queen's Quest matches, and we will have a open challenge for Millie McKenzie's Queen of the Lariat League title, because she doesn't want to just sit on the sideline. She wants to be a fighting champion. So that is what will main event our show next. And in all honesty, you guys are going to see it in 5 seconds? So I'll see you there. Okay, and we are here for Lariat League in London Part 2, which will air in week 2 of May. And we're starting with a fun little pre-show match between Ricky Knight Jr. and Levi Muir. And in a pre-show that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Ricky Knight Jr. gets the win. He defeats Levi Muir in 23 minutes with the Yakuza kick, or the Yakuza kick, however you want to pronounce it. 63 overall, which is really good. Ricky getting better week by week. Levi as well with a 55. That's really good from him. And they both got great chemistry too. So yes, this is a win-win. Something for us to back pocket for the future. But that is the one and only pre-show match tonight. And we do have news, but we will share that later on in the show. Need to stop teasing it because it's not like the biggest news in the world. But we do open the show with a Queen's Quest match, and in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Aisha Ray, the former queen of the Lariat League, gets the win. She defeats the recently debuting Kanji in a pretty good match. 64 rated overall, a 64 from Aisha, 47 from Kanji, which isn't the best, but she makes the most of it. So that means that our first semi-final is confirmed. It's Aaliyah James taking on Aisha Ray, and that will be one hell of a semi-final. I'm very, very excited about that. And now, in regards to the other semi-final match, which would have been Debbie Keitel taking on Gia Brookside, we have an announcement. Unfortunately, Gia Brookside is unable to make tonight's show. She is in Japan wrestling for Stardom, which, is fair enough. Stardom, one of the biggest, well, the biggest, I'd say, female company in the world. So we can't blame her, but we are on a tight schedule with this tournament. So because she is a no-show, she has forfeited her place in the tournament, meaning that Debbie Keitel advances. So we didn't get to see Zia Brookside wrestle once in this tournament because Killer Kelly wasn't available, and now she's not available. So the other semi-final is going to be Zoe Lucas taking on Debbie Keitel. And if I'm being, breaking the fourth wall here, my initial plan was meant to be Nixon Newell and Zia Brookside in semi-final. So, things happen for a reason. So I'm looking forward to seeing if this pays off. But yeah, that is the semi-finals confirmed. Our final four women are Aisha Ray, Leah James, Debbie Keitel, and Zoe Lucas. Let me know in the comments section who you think is going to become the number one contender for Millie McKenzie's Queen of the Lariat League. Although Millie McKenzie has put a open challenge out tonight, so by the time we get to Ashes, Millie may not even be the champion. That's very exciting, and we will find out that number one contender in next week's episode. The women will be doing double duty by having their semi-final matches in show 1 and then having the final as the main event in show 2. Moving on though, we have some tag team action, and this isn't double duty because pre-show doesn't count. We've got Phantasmambo taking on Big T, Little T. Big T's brought in his Little T to get some revenge, and unfortunately it didn't pay off because Phantasmambo get the win again when Chuck Mambo pins Tate Mayfairs with a Chuck U. In terms of rim work, El Hijo was head and shoulders above everyone else again, but unfortunately it looks like he has sustained some broken fingers. I'm not too sure how serious that is. I'm really hoping it's not that serious, because if we just swiftly move on, William Regal comes out and congratulates El Hijo and Chuck Mambo and confirms that they will receive a title opportunity at Ashes II Ashes. And now we just have to wait and see whether El Hijo will be available for that with his broken fingers. I don't know how serious that is in game, so we'll have a look at that after this show, among some other things I want to show you. So yeah, a 96 though. Go on, Regal. We're very good at delivering that. But this does just jump us straight into our main event. I mean, this is a very short show just because one of the matches didn't happen and we kind of sped through that. But yeah, El Hijo with great numbers again, as always. Chuck Mambo is getting better by the week. And one thing I have noticed is we've got a real problem with male faces. We don't have that many. Ashton Smith, I think eventually is probably going to go heel to match Charlie Sterling and also to be a good rival for Tyler Bate. But outside of Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Michael Oku and Grado, I think there are only faces. So yeah, we need to start building a bigger face division because these heel on heel matches. Oh no, these two guys are faces as well, but they're stuck in the tag division right now. But moving on, we have got Millie McKenzie's open challenge, and here she is on the mic wanting to set the open challenge herself. She said, any woman in the back wants to challenge me for the title, bring it on. And the woman that announces is in fact a debut. We have got Heidi Katrina, and Jesus fucking Christ, I've just read that red comment. Oh my god. In a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Heidi Katrina defeats Millie McKenzie. That is not what we wanted. Obviously Millie McKenzie was going to retain, but they've taken over because an injury to Millie McKenzie meant that an audible was made and the finish had to be changed on the fly. I've only ever seen this happen once in TEW before. So Heidi Katrina, on her debut, is our new Queen of the Lariat League because Millie McKenzie, unfortunately, according to this, has broken her neck. I mean, you can't write this stuff. I mean, you shouldn't write this stuff because that's ridiculous. Millie McKenzie, who I was going to push her to the moon. She was going to become one of the biggest stars in LLW, and she's broken her neck. I'm assuming she's going to be out for a very long time because of that. And Heidi Katrina has just stolen, let's be honest, She was meant to be out here to job to Millie McKenzie, but now she's our new queen of the Lariat League. I'm not going to overturn it. I'm not going to close the game and start again. The game wanted this to happen, so it's happening. Let's just look at Heidi's gimmick. A badass gimmick. It got over as great, which is good. And yeah, I guess we've got a new queen of the Lariat League. And I'm pretty certain Millie McKenzie's not going to make it to Ashes. Well, let's just finish this show and see what happened. 57 overall, that's pretty good. I didn't even look at the numbers. I think Millie McKenzie, even though with a broken neck, still got a 67, which is crazy. Heidi, I think she got 40 something, that's something we can work with that. But Heidi's got 0 popularity in the UK right now. She's English, I think. She's a British talent, but I think she's really popular in Japan. But she's our new queen. So yeah, 52 rated match was our main event. Probably should have put Ricky and Levi on the main card, but hey ho. Yeah, this is just chaos, isn't it? You know, couldn't do a first round Queen's Quest match. Couldn't do a quarter final because Zia's in Japan. Our queen of the Lariat League has broken her bloody neck, and our potential number 1 contenders for the Knights of the Lariat League has a broken finger. Yeah, let's just end this. I'll see you guys back in the office, and we'll just review what's happened. Okay, we're back in the office now, and let me just quickly look at finances. So we've lost 20k so far this month. Damn. Is that just how much? Yeah, performance. Yeah, we've lost 20k so far. That's not very good. I think the selling of whatever they're called, RevPro, was probably beneficial to us that month, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll still make money. Also, we've just done 2 back-to-back, like 3-hour shows, so of course we're going to lose money. Our sponsorships will come through. But the first thing to look at, of course, is medical. El Hijo only out for 6 days. That's fine. Millie McKenzie out for 1 year, 2 months, and 1 week. No surgery available for us to do to try and sort that out. But oh, poor Millie. I was gonna push you to the moon, but hey ho. Hopefully you can come back stronger than ever. So let's just look at our new women's champion. There she is. Heidi fucking Katrina is our new women's champion. Here she is. Not hired by anyone else, because why would she? She's a sponsored athlete and a power lifter. To be fair, the reason I hired her is because she's got really good basics, consistency, you know, athleticism's really high. Like, you can't complain about these core stats here. Her popularity is already spiked. I think she had like no popularity, so that 1 win is oh no, I was wrong. Has it spiked? What is it now? It's gone up by 5 from that 1 win. And in the Midlands, she's gone from 4 to 15. Wow, winning a title really does something to you. But yeah, Heidi's our new winner. I'm not going to take the title off of her. I'll give her a go. Let's see what's happening. But yeah, I guess we're now fighting for Heidi's title. And just on top of that, I do need to sort out the Queen's Quest, because we do need to sort this match out. So manage, and then we remove Gia. So that means that they get a bye through. Yeah, so that's our semi-final now. Aaliyah James, Aisha Ray, Debbie Keitel, Zoe Lucas. Another thing I want to quickly show is if we go news, and then we go story type, worker leaving, and we'll go to LLW. Cool, so I've let go of quite a few people. Where did we get to? So Killer Kelly was the last one that we released that you guys were aware of. Since then, I've done a bit of a cull, because I feel like we've got a really big roster, and there's a bunch of people that I just don't really want to use anymore, or I've got nothing for. They're never going to be in the title scene. They're never going to really be in stories. So I kind of want to really just use the talent I want to use, and not just have people on the books just for being on the books. So just running through the list, we released Raven Creed. You know, she wasn't here long, but she really didn't do much. Livy Grace is gone as well. Her stats just haven't improved since we signed her. Cassius and Priscilla are gone because, again, their numbers weren't great. Oscar has gone. I kind of did want to keep him, but at the same time, just didn't have anything for him. Because of that, Robert Sharp, his partner, was only here because they were a team in real life. And then these two kind of pained me. It was Moser and McGee. They're very consistent with their mid-40s to early 50s tag team, but I don't think I was ever going to book them to win. And the last thing you want is people just to lose. So I didn't see the value in that. I'd rather it be competitive and everyone get a mixture of wins and losses. And then finally, James Castle. I only kept him around because of he's married to Zoe Lucas. And Zoe Lucas is obviously someone I want to keep around. So I thought, you know what, screw it. I'll sack him and I'll just give Zoe Lucas like 5k to shut up, which is what I did. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to cover. I mean, you can see we've got Fabian Eichner we've signed. That's a big boy signing. He will probably make his debut in the next episode. And yeah, we're just going to have to deal with our women's title scene. I think I'm going to have to bring in a few more people, especially, Millie McKenzie's a big hole in that women's division. Easily our best performer, I'd say. And I do think we need to start bringing in a few more male faces too. So, yeah, let's just end it here. I'm a little bit bummed about that injury, not going to lie, but we move on. These things happen. So next episode, it will be the semi-finals and final of the Queen's Quest. We will also find out who will be facing Tyler Bate at Ashes to Ashes, among maybe one or two more matches for Ashes to Ashes. So yeah, it's just next episode. Then the episode after is our next pay-per-view event you can see here in 24 days. So I'm going to get to the next show, which is in just over 2 weeks' time. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, share. And I've already said it, but I'm going to say it again because that's how I end every video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.